spring morning at the countryside in Shropshire, and I'm just on the way to Monument Fishery first. That's my first stop off to meet up with Harry Hales, and then we're going on to one of the new waters on the RH portfolio called the Mere. Rob Hales got control of the water, and over the winter he's been getting it in order and putting loads of lovely fish in there. And yeah, I've got the chance of a couple of days fishing over there, so really looking forward to this. Should be fun. Weather looks a bit up and down, typical spring high pressure, but you never know. Hopefully we'll see a fish or two. So yeah, I'll see you when we get there. Lovely, looks really nice. Going to enjoy this. We've had a little divvy up for swims, and this is swim 14, which looks quite nice. Quite fancied 16. Dave Treasure jumped on that straight away. 15 A and B are a double swim, so the two lads who are fishing together have gone in the double up there. So 14 is this one, which looks quite nice, fishing across to the far margin over there. Lovely swim. And yeah, get the van in, which is handy. It looks good. So right, let's get some gear out and see if we can catch one. Well, there's a few different rules for this fishery. One is that you're only allowed to use their baits, the RH Fisheries baits, which, don't get me wrong, they're good baits, we know that. Feels a bit strange not to be using scope squid or citrus, but you know, like Rob said, he knows how good the Nashi baits are, but if he's going to let me use them, then he'd have to let everyone else use them, so it's only fair enough. But yeah, I know these are good baits, and I've got some of these toffee baits, a few of those, some nice particle and a bit of maize, so I'm not going to put too much bait in. But the other thing is, say it's a bait boat water, and I think it's the first one on the RH Fisheries that allows you to use bait boats. But yeah, I mean, it's worth its weight in gold being able to use one of those, because there's some lovely margins over there, lovely overhangs, and if we land on fish, or the fish are here, then it's not going to be too long before I get action. But it could be the case that if they're not here, I might have to move on them, so that's one reason I don't want to use too much bait at the moment. This one is going to go just over, well, basically there's a pole over there, and amongst a few reefs, so it's just going to go in and around there for now until I see something else to go on. I know it goes deeper as you go further down. It's about 12 foot down by the dam apparently, but I suppose, yeah, we're only about halfway up here, but obviously it's a typical sort of Shropshire silty mere, so towards the margins are going to be shallower anyway. There we go, I'm fishing anyway, got the rods out. Well, I've not seen any signs yet, so the plan is, I mean, there's enough free swims this week that I can move around, so I don't want to get settled too much and then realise I'm in the wrong spot. So for now, I'm not going to get anything else out the van. I don't think it's due to rain or anything, so I can just sit here all day and just see what happens. And if it doesn't look good, chances are I'll have a little move before the evening. But yeah, we shall see. I'm just seeing how it goes at the moment. Not a big one, but you do. Here we go, first one. What a little cracker. 15.10. Just down the margin. Rob just arrived and said, you don't need to be on the far bank, you need to be on the close bank. So I put one just down the edge. Sure enough, it was there about less than 5 minutes, let's say. And it rattled off for this one. Happy days, eh? We've made a start. Right, let's get it back. Excellent. Yeah, it was a good move not setting too much stuff up by the looks of it, because I've just had a look a couple of swims down and there's definitely more fish down there. I can see them bubbling, and although I can just about reach them from here, the thing is, if someone moves onto them, I've had it. It's only a couple of swims down, but there's a tree there with a coot's nest, so it's a little bit awkward. But whereas I can't really see much out in front of here, straight away there's fish bubbling down there, so it'd be silly not to move. Yeah, for the closer in ones, I mean this one's literally just down the edge, so I'm better off doing it with the baiting pole. So get a nice little bit of bait in there without even knowing it's being dropped on top of them. Just a fraction over £22. Saw a couple of fish showing on the far side and nothing through the night, so I thought I'd bung one across where they're showing, and yeah, it went off and that's the result. God, talk about scrap as well. There we go, happy with that, nice start to the day. Right, let's get back, get the rod back out. It's actually getting pretty warm now. They did forecast temperatures up to about 18 degrees today, so it's to be expected, I suppose. But yeah, not sure what to do now. There's definitely fish around because I keep getting liners, so there's fish up and down here. The only one I caught today has been on the far bank, but I've seen fizzers on this side. It seems to be either one side or the other at the moment. But when it warms up, I'm not sure what that's going to do to them, whether they're going to head up to the shallows or just come into the margins. So yeah, just going to have to wait and see, but hopefully the action will keep coming. So, but yeah, time will tell.
£50 by the end of the week then, mate. There's a good chance.
18.4.
Oh, was it?
It's alright, isn't it, that do?
Lovely.
You know, I never used to really sharpen any hooks. I always used to think it'd be better just to change the rig rather than try and sharpen an old hook. But one thing I've learnt is that this thing is really handy. the pinpoint sharpener, because it's not that I like to change hooks if possible, but it ain't always possible, if you like. I mean, in the middle of the night, with the best will in the world, if a hook's a little bit blunt, I know that I've cast them back out without bothering to tie up a new rig in the middle of the night. It was Henry Lennon actually who showed me at one of the shows, and he said, you know, just give it a little sharpen up. He said a few seconds and it's literally sharp again. And and there you go. That's sharp enough. It just saves all that aggro. Ow. Like literally, yeah, a couple of seconds, and that's really sharp. Looks a bit messy, all this scum popping up off the bottom, but I often find in the spring it's a really good sign, because it's the layer of sediment that's settled on the bottom over the winter, and as the temperature rises it starts, well, it gets to a certain temperature and starts popping up off the bottom, and that's what's happening now. And I do often find that that's often the time when the fish start feeding. So yeah, it don't look very nice, but it can be a good sign. With the sun hitting the other bank in the afternoon, it was noticeable that fish started to move over to that side of the lake, and as soon as I put a rod over there, it started to get action. They actually look smaller than what they are when they're coming in, because they're so short and chunky, these fish. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous fish. But when they're coming in, they look about sort of 8 or 10 pound, but look at that lovely chunky 19 pounder, 19.4. Lovely, aren't they? Blimey, I've somehow netted a pike along with the carp. That's unusual, isn't it? Somehow ended up with him in the net. But that was the intended species, put it that way. There we go, I don't know what it is, low, mid, double, but yeah, another cracking little fish, but it's getting dark now, so I'm just going to get them back quick and get the rod out before I lose the light. Right. The night time seemed to be generally quiet, which was no problem, but as soon as first light came, you knew there was a chance, and when the sun was rising, hooked into a decent fish. That's a proper good scrap and first common from the lake. They're all lovely fish. Just nice to yeah, see something. We had some cracking mirrors. Yeah, just a touch over 25. So that's lovely, that is. There you go, it's a lovely common, isn't it? Proper chunk. Well, that's it, van's all loaded, that's my session done. Only a couple of quick nights, but yeah, fabulous fishery this. Really pleased to get the chance to come up and fish the Mere. First time I've ever seen it, but it's full of lovely fish, fantastic lake. And it's a shame actually, it's been quiet this morning, but the fish are just arriving now, so if I had a bit more time, I think there's a few more fish to be had this afternoon. But I caught a few, I've had 10 runs I think, so 9 fish. So I'm not going to complain at that. It's been a good little trip. So yeah, this is definitely one for the future. There's loads of lovely fish in here and some big ones too, and they're only going to get bigger. So I'm going to be back here in the future. But for now, that's it. So see you next time.